Are you tired of your partner nagging all the time? Have you ever felt like you're losing your own identity in a relationship? Unhealthy relationships can make us doubt our reality, our self-worth, and even our simplest decisions. Let's explore some challenging but important stories to learn how to take back control of our lives. Recognizing harmful behaviors. Have you ever paused to consider how certain actions can harm relationships? Yes, I'm referring to harmful behaviors, which are sadly more widespread than we might hope. These ways of interacting can turn relationships that should be supportive into real arenas of emotional conflict. Let's simplify this. First, consider behaviors that chip away at someone's self-esteem. Continuous negative comments, downplaying the other's successes, and unfavorable comparisons. Do these sound familiar? These are methods used by those who want to keep emotional power over their partner. And what about emotional manipulation? This tactic is particularly harmful. When someone makes you feel guilty for their sadness, it's not only unjust, but also draining. But the story doesn't end there. Toxicity becomes even more obvious when one person tries to dictate their partner's personal decisions, from their clothing choices to who they can hang out with. Picture being in a relationship where your choices aren't really yours. Why is it crucial to recognize these signs? Because spotting them is the first step towards changing the nature of a harmful relationship or even deciding to leave it. Now, let me ask you, have you noticed any of these behaviors in your relationships? How did they affect you? Remember, the aim here is not just to pinpoint the negative, but to push for a shift towards more supportive and respectful relationships. You deserve relationships that support and elevate you, not those that bring you down. Why not start today to make this change? Let's begin this journey of growth and self-discovery together. Wouldn't it be wonderful to transform our interactions and foster genuinely uplifting and meaningful connections? Emotional and mental effects. In the gloomy maze of a harmful marriage, the impact on one's feelings and thoughts can be as scary as the creatures in a classic horror film. Being around negative behavior all the time not only takes away daily peace, but also starts to grow feelings of worry and sadness, which can turn into a deep psychological struggle. In severe cases, it might even lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, where one feels on high alert all the time, as if waiting for another hurtful action or harsh word. Yet, there's another silent but just as harmful effect: the wearing away of self-worth and a deep sense of being alone. Always on defense, trying to avoid conflict or disapproval, builds walls not just against the harmful person, but often against loved ones too. Constantly being careful about what to say or do makes life tiring and incredibly isolating. So, how do we deal with these challenges? By understanding that no one should have to go through such tough times alone. It's important to reach out to friends, family, or professionals who can shine a light and help guide us to a safer place. Have you ever been in such a situation, or know someone who has? What was it like for you or them to find a way out? Realizing that asking for help and getting treatment are signs of great courage, not weakness, is key. If you're in this situation, remember that asking for help is a brave step towards getting your happiness and health back. You are not alone in this tough journey. Let's find a way together to heal and rebuild a life full of happiness and light. Taking the first step might be hard, but it's also the most important. Why not take that step today? Harmful words in conversations. Have you ever considered how words can act like magic spells? In relationships filled with negativity, Harmful ways of communicating are the hidden enemies. These are dressed up like normal talks, but work like dark magic, eating away at the strong pillars that hold relationships together. Picture this: conversations filled with endless criticism, sharp sarcasm that wounds, and words that make someone feel small. These are the tools used in harmful communication. Then there's the sneaky type, passive-aggressive communication, where unhappiness creeps in quietly, shown through slight jokes or small actions that actually reveal big problems. These toxic ways of interacting damage understanding between people and make solving conflicts extremely difficult. How can we fix bridges of communication when the words we use are the same ones that break down trust and respect? So, how can we lift this curse? The first step is to spot these damaging habits. Once we see them, we can start to create new ways to talk that are helpful and healing. Imagine a relationship where every word helps build each other up, not break down, where every conversation is an opportunity to strengthen the connection, not strain it. This change would be a major shift in how we interact every day. If this idea strikes a chord with you, why not begin today to change how you talk? Start by turning criticism into helpful suggestions, sarcasm into honesty, and vague hints into open sharing of feelings. Making these changes can not only change the nature of your personal relationships, but also alter how you engage with everyone around you. Isn't it time to begin this wonderful transformation? Feeling alone. In our journey through life, filled with tales and hopes, we sometimes stumble across doors that seem to offer love, but instead lead us into dark mazes. These doors are often opened by toxic partners who have a mean trick. They isolate us from others. Picture a villain quietly sowing seeds of mistrust about your closest friends and family. Like a sneaky spell, they make you question the motives of those you care about, crafting a world where only they appear as your safe haven. "Why do you need anyone else when you have me?" they might say, pretending to care while actually locking you away from the rest of the world. Your partner might also stir up jealousy and misunderstandings, making every invitation from friends feel like a threat, and every social event seem like betrayal. They crave your attention non-stop, viewing any time you spend away as a direct offense to them. Slowly, the outside world fades away, replaced by a story they control, where you're the main character, but not the storyteller. What's even worse, being isolated means you not only lose contact with people, but also lose pieces of yourself. Those parts of your identity that friends and family reflect back at you might fade away. Alone, it's easy to forget your true value, convinced by the negative illusions cast by this toxic person. But here's a way to break free. Remember that every story has power, and realizing you're stuck is the first step to changing your situation. Reaching out to an old friend or a wise advisor can be like letting fresh air into a stuffy room. Their new perspective can scatter the doubts, showing that the doors you thought were locked are actually just shut, and you have the power to open them. So, as we navigate this world of stories, let's not forget the most significant ones are those that remind us who we are when we're together. Facing a toxic partner, the best defense is sticking together with open hearts and clear minds. Don't let someone else rewrite your story in a way that erases your connections. Remember, even in the darkest tales, hope can be a mighty hero. Emotional and financial ties in difficult relationships. In the challenging world of a harmful relationship, emotional and financial dependency show up like two puppets, cleverly controlled by a tricky abuser. Picture a dangerous dance where one dancer, instead of leading kindly, directs their partner's every step with strings, making movements that trap rather than liberate. In one hand, the abuser tightly holds the financial strings, controlling the money that should support the household. They treat details about money like deep, hidden secrets, keeping their partner unsure and always relying on them. In the other hand, the abuser crafts chains of emotional dependency using words that sound almost magical. They fill their partner's head with doubts and fears, painting a picture of the outside world as too risky and harsh to face alone. "What are you without me? How could you handle the big, scary world out there?" they say, sounding like a villain from a fairy tale. These emotional and financial ties twist together, forming a trap that seems impossible to escape. But, like all great stories filled with darkness and struggle, there is always a hint of hope. The path to freedom often starts with rediscovering one's inner strength, the ability to question, to seek support, and to connect with those who can help break free from these ties. In our world, full of stories and lessons, it's important to remember that we write our own lives. It's possible to change our story, alter the course, and find a new chapter not of dependency, but of renewal and regained power. On this path, the support of friends, family, and experts is not just helpful. It's a powerful tool ready to be used. Impact on the young children. In a place long forgotten, where you'd expect to hear the joyful laughter of kids, the effects of troubled marriages often reach far and deep, impacting the thoughts and feelings of the children living there. In these homes, which should be spaces of safety and love, a quiet tragedy plays out, affecting the young ones who witness it. These children, as small observers, learn from what they see, soaking up the actions and interactions of their first role models, their parents. In environments filled with strife and disagreement, they might begin to view unhealthy behaviors as normal, as though they're watching a play that's sad but familiar. These harmful lessons stick with them, shaping how they will interact with others and what they expect from relationships, often envisioning them with suspicion and fear. Moreover, like tiny boats in a rough sea, these kids can be overwhelmed by feelings of worry and sadness, fragile in the face of family turmoil. Their troubling actions are like distress signals, desperate pleas for help to show the pain they're hiding. But even in such tough times, there is still hope. The understanding of the adults around them can act like a beacon in the mist, leading them to safer, calmer places. Kind actions, like offering soothing words or getting professional help, can start to fix the broken environment, building a home where love and safety are at the heart. Remember, every child's life is like a blank book waiting to be filled with stories of adventure and happiness. It's up to us, the protectors of their growing tales, to make sure their early chapters are filled with affection and care, so they can develop not as mere shadows of what they could be, but as complete and bright individuals ready to craft their own grand stories in life. Endless turmoil. In a place where love should flourish, many households transform into arenas for a dreadful cycle that feels like a magical roller coaster, except this magic brings more sorrow than joy. In unhealthy relationships, this cycle of harm follows a recurring and distressing pattern where tension quietly builds up like a mist before a storm, eventually erupting into outright and harsh acts of violence, shattering the peace with the intensity of a thunderbolt. Following these outbursts, a phase of making up occurs, marked by promises of change and acts of kindness that resemble a weak sun trying to break through clouds after a storm, offering a fragile hope for lasting tranquility. Yet, as often found in grim fairy tales, this tranquility is deceptive, simply setting the stage for another increase in tension and thus continuing the grievous cycle. This cycle sends those caught in it on an emotional roller coaster. The ups and downs gradually erode their spirit, blurring the line between reality and the illusion of peace, making the thought of breaking free seem like a far-off fantasy. Those enduring this cycle frequently feel lost, struggling to distinguish between true affection and the deceitful tactics that trap them in this cycle. As those who weave stories and study human behavior, we must acknowledge that these patterns of abuse are like sinister threads interlaced through the fabric of relationships that ought to be nurturing and loving. It is essential, therefore, to recognize these patterns and provide support to those striving to free themselves from these bonds, enabling them to step away from the tumult and into a place where genuine love and respect flourish, far from the darkness of fear and domination. Dealing with difficult relationships. In a perfect world, every relationship would be built on love and respect. However, in reality, some marriages can feel more like they're taken from a gloomy story. For those caught in these harsh situations, there are ways to find clarity and start healing. One helpful method is couples therapy. Here, a skilled therapist works to untangle the complicated issues and hurts. It's a place where both partners can openly talk and start to see beyond their fights. Support from friends and family is also crucial. They act like beacons in the darkness, providing light and comfort when it's needed the most. Their insights and support are key, helping us remember our true selves away from the problems at home. Self-care activities like meditation, exercise, and engaging in hobbies are small yet powerful ways to regain energy and balance. These practices are daily rituals that help us keep our well-being and sanity in the midst of turmoil. Setting clear boundaries is also important. It's like drawing a protective line around yourself, allowing only those who respect you to come close. For those who need additional support, turning to a professional is like seeking advice from a knowledgeable guide who can help navigate through these challenging times, whether it's to mend what's broken or to part ways safely. Each step is part of a journey to reclaim one's own story, moving away from harmful situations toward a hopeful and fresh start. Choosing to stay or go. In a perfect world, love would be mutual and gentle. However, in our complex world, which is a mix of dark and bright moments, decisions about love can be as complicated as any story you might hear. Deciding whether to stay in or leave a harmful relationship involves tangled emotions, financial considerations, and practical issues, each pulling in its own direction. Picture yourself at a fork in a thick forest, with each path hidden by fog. One path is to stay, fueled by hopes for change, the welfare of children, or the need for financial stability. Soft promises might float through the air, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, your partner will change for the better. The other path is to leave, a tough and uncertain road, but one that may lead to a fresh start after enduring hardship. This path requires the bravery to step into the unknown and leave behind what's familiar, however hurtful it might be. At such a turning point, the advice of knowledgeable professionals shines like a guiding light. Like skilled navigators, they help clear up the complexities of each option, bringing understanding where there was once only doubt. And your support network, friends and family who act like a circle of protective spirits, gives you strength and comfort, helping you endure when the choice feels too heavy to bear. At this stage in the journey, every step, whether it's to stay and strive for change or to leave in pursuit of new beginnings, is a deep act of self-awareness and courage. The decisions made here reflect not only your current situation, but also who you want to become when the new day finally arrives. Rebuilding after a difficult marriage ends. After a tough marriage ends, it might feel like everything is destroyed, but there's hope for new beginnings hidden under the surface, just waiting to emerge. Recovering from this separation is about rebuilding, not just your home or daily habits, but your whole self, which might have been overshadowed or lost during the relationship. Think of it like a gardener who needs to fix up a garden that's been ignored for too long. The first job for this gardener, you, getting over a draining relationship, is to check the soil of your life, figuring out what parts can be fixed and what parts need new starts. Therapy helps in this situation by digging up and removing the deep-set troubles and old hurts, making sure they don't get in the way of new growth. The next important step is rebuilding your circle of friends. This means cautiously reaching out to old friends and meeting new people, creating a network of support that helps hold you up, especially when things get tough. Rediscovering your personal and work interests is like planting new seeds in this well-prepared ground. You might reconnect with hobbies you forgot or find new ones that add joy and color to your life. This rediscovery is crucial as it lets you express yourself anew, rekindling your excitement for life and reshaping your identity and future goals. Another key step is learning to set and keep healthy limits. Just like in a well-cared-for garden where each plant has enough room to thrive, you too must learn to guard your personal space to ensure future relationships are supportive and not overbearing. This time of recovery is a chance for you to redefine yourself, to learn not just how to grow again, but how to truly flourish. The landscape, once darkened, now holds the promise of new beauty and fresh starts. Each step toward healing brings you closer to a more lively and healthy existence, a place where your spirit can find peace and rejuvenation. Avoiding harmful relationships. Think of yourself as a wise explorer who draws maps of unknown territories filled with challenges and treasures. In a similar way, we can create a guide to steer clear of harmful relationships. This guide starts with spotting the warning signs that pop up along the journey: lack of respect, too much control, and a clear lack of open talking. Picture yourself learning to understand these signs, like a sailor who uses stars to find his way across new oceans. Learning about what makes a relationship healthy is like studying these star patterns. Things like mutual respect, support, room for personal growth, and easy, clear communication without the chaos of misunderstandings or the silence that can drown conversations. Building strong self-esteem is like having a bright shield. It glows from knowing your value. This shield is crafted from self-acceptance and self-love, and it guards you from the strikes of criticism and control. Joining workshops and getting counseling is like meeting with other explorers and wise guides. These gatherings are chances to pick up tools and strategies, ways to spot and stop harmful behaviors before they settle into your life. With these tools and knowledge, we're better equipped to choose paths that lead to brightness, not darkness. This map, though personal, serves as a universal guide for everyone who seeks a love that lifts and enriches, not one that takes away and traps. Legal help and rights. In a world full of challenges, those stuck in harmful marriages have a powerful tool: the law. This consists of rights and protections specially designed to help and empower those wanting to escape abusive relationships. Picture a big old book of laws, where each page acts as a shield against unfairness, and every section is a tool to break free from control. Restraining orders act like protective spells, made not from ink, but from strong words that defend against immediate dangers. These are created in courts with the help of judges, designed to keep danger away and give victims of abuse a chance to live safely, away from the control of their abuser. Divorce cases are like complex mazes, difficult and tricky, but essential to go through to find freedom. In these mazes, deciding who takes care of the children becomes a key issue, with each choice aiming to safeguard the children's well-being and ensure their future isn't affected by past troubles. In this situation, family law attorneys act as expert navigators through the complex legal landscape. They offer crucial advice, making the complexities of the law clear and setting out strategies to take on tough opponents. Their support goes beyond simple help. It's a passionate defense aimed at achieving justice and security for those overwhelmed by the effects of abuse. For anyone trapped in these difficult situations, it's essential to seek such legal advice to not only understand the choices available, but also the best ways to use these options to safeguard themselves and their loved ones. With the right legal knowledge and protection, individuals in harmful relationships can discover a way to safety and a fresh start, away from the dangers that once loomed over them. Building support networks. Building robust support networks is essential when navigating the difficulties of a toxic relationship. Imagine creating a diverse team that includes friends, family, colleagues, or community support groups. These individuals act as your personal champions, offering emotional support and practical guidance during difficult periods. Cultivating these networks involves reaching out, sharing experiences, and staying connected through regular meetings or social gatherings. A strong support network not only offers different perspectives and solutions to your problems, but also reminds you that you are not alone. Additionally, these connections can serve as a crucial lifeline, offering a safe space to express feelings and fears, and can intervene in critical situations if necessary. Building such networks often means being open about your needs and vulnerabilities, a challenging but rewarding step that can significantly ease your journey through and beyond a toxic relationship. Self-empowerment through personal development. Self-empowerment through personal development is crucial when moving away from toxic relationships. This journey involves committing to personal growth through activities like education, creative pursuits, and physical wellness, which bolster self-esteem and independence. Setting small, achievable goals in areas that enhance your skills or knowledge can provide a sense of accomplishment. Creative outlets such as writing or painting offer a way to process emotions constructively, while physical activities like yoga or running improve both mental and physical health, providing a structured escape from daily stresses. Part of personal development is learning to set boundaries that protect your space and well-being, teaching others how you expect to be treated and leading to healthier interactions. Investing in your development helps reclaim your identity and strength, making external challenges more manageable and paving the way toward a healthier, fulfilling life. As you grow internally, the influence of toxic relationships diminishes, allowing for a more empowered and independent existence. If you find this information helpful, please share your thoughts in the comments and contribute to a caring community. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications for more life-changing content. Thanks for watching and joining us on this transformative journey. I'll see you in the next one. As always, until next time.